What's up, guys? Welcome to the Russ Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Collins, and we have a special guest. We have the new coach of the Russellville football team, Coach David Wheeler. Coach, how you doing?
Good, Jace. How are you, bud? Good to hear from you again.
Right. Yeah, good to have you back, Coach. Coach, we've been talking about it ever since we heard the news, you being back, and Russ Vegas is excited. We just have a whole bunch of questions for you, but a lot of stuff. My first question is, what defensive plan do you plan to put in for the Cyclone squad?
Well, defensively, we're going to be similar to what we did back when you played in 2015 and 16. As far as concept, we're going to try and base out of a four-man front. It's like we always do, and I'm a big believer in four-man front. There's a place for odd front stuff, but and I've used it, but I think four-man front is more of a run-stop defense. It's gives you a chance to be a little bit more physical up front, try and control the line of scrimmage with your front line guys, with defensive line, which is where I think football is especially defensively is won and lost at the defensive line position on Friday night. So that's something that we want to try and be as good as we can be there. And then in the back end, obviously, we want to try and get the right pieces in the right place athletically. As you know, Jason, we do things sometimes a little unconventional. We take guys that maybe have never played a position and we put them in that spot, not based on their knowledge of the position, but more based on the skill level we see in the off season. And we try to fit them to what we're trying to do defensively. And sometimes that means, taking a defensive end when he's a freshman and making him a corner when he's a sophomore, as you well know.
Yes,
but
sir.
It works out for us. I think it's a good concept. I don't think kids need to have a big baseline as far as football knowledge of the position like you do in college. When I coach college ball, I think that's hard to do. It's hard to grab guys that played a position their whole high school career and then make them play something else. That's a little tougher. But high school is different. I think you could teach skill sets to them at any position, and they can be successful.
All right, Coach, I've got a few questions. What kind of culture do you plan to establish with the Cyclones, and will it be similar to the culture you had in 2015, 2016?
I certainly hope so. I think we had the right culture there. And people use culture, and they throw that term around a lot, and it's been used, maybe overused. But to me, it's not just something you develop for a program. It's also something you develop within kids for a lifestyle. You want kids to emulate your culture with everything they do, whether that be, on the practice field, or whether it be in the classroom, or whether that be on the streets of Russellville. You want them to emulate what your core values are that you have in your football program every day. And so when people say culture, I think a lot of times they're talking about a certain way that people act on the football field or a certain way people practice. To me, it goes a lot deeper than that. It goes to the heart of the person and trying to change the hearts and minds of those kids to where they want to emulate and they want to be the way we are in football, the way we are in life. And I think that's the ultimate goal, is to get these guys, when you get the culture right, I think you produce a lot better people, not just better football players.
Righty. And question on everyone's mind, is the neon hat making a comeback?
That's the question on everyone's mind.
I think so.
I never threw it away. I still have it, and I actually have it with me. So we will see if the neon hat returns to Russellville. I do have it. I haven't decided yet as far as sideline attire. I really haven't gotten that far, but tell everybody not to worry. It is still in my possession.
All right.
That's what I like to hear.
Well, Coach, I think I know more than these guys, but I think we all know that you are one of the best at cultivating not only great football players, but great men. I just like to know, and we definitely know about that. But aside from that, This is a sent-in question from one of our buds, Deshaun Gove. You might remember him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Are you still going to get up for your 5:30 a.m. workouts before practice every morning?"
Yes, we will definitely at some point. Now, again, the insertion of that, as far as when we started doing those, was the second off season, not the first. So I mean, it all goes to timing and coaching staff and who I get to bring in and when. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but there is no doubt that the early morning workouts were one of the keys to our success, I believe, in 16. And we will impose that somehow, some way. I'm going to get us back on that track as soon as possible.
Sweet. Brandon?
Yeah, I got a couple questions. How has the reception been in Russellville? Just you've been gone for I think 3 years, and how's it been coming back? How have they treated you?
Yeah, it's been 4, but it's been, to me, I always liked Russellville. It's always been kind of special to me because I coached at Arkansas Tech in 2003 to 2006, and we had a lot of success there when I was a defense coordinator. And just I've been in a lot of places in my career. My career has taken me all over the country, and especially when I was coaching college football. And Russellville is always one of my favorite places that I coached when I was a college coach, and all the places I coached in college, and there's 9 of them. But I really, really liked Russellville. And then so I got a chance to actually coach the high school. You actually get to meet a lot more people in town when you coach high school than you do when you coach college. So you get to be a little bit closer to the community and to the people in the community. So just the people in town and the amount of texts and emails and phone calls and those type of things I've gotten from the people has just been great. I mean, it's just people Russellville, they're great people. They're special about how they feel about football and how they feel about their high school program and about athletics, and they're very supportive, and they want the kids to be successful. They want to see success in the program. So it's been great talking to everybody since I've been back the last couple of weeks. So it's been really good.
And my last question, you said you coached college. How can you take from that experience and really implement that into coaching Russellville Cyclones?
Well, the thing about college, it's college and high school, it's different, but football is still football. But and I coached at every level. I was a head coach in junior college out in Kansas, and I've been at every level in college football, all the way up to the SEC. I coached at Ole Miss with Coach Houston Nutt. You see a lot of things that are good, but you also see a lot of things that are not, and things that you're like, man, I will never do that, or I will never do this in the offseason. There's things that you learn both ways, and I think that's kind of been a positive experience for me. And when I was in college for 22 years, I coached college, and for those years, for whatever reason, how it worked out, but I ended up at one time or another, I've coached every single position on the football field in college football. I've been an offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, special teams coordinator. I've coached quarterbacks, O-line, you name it, I've coached it at one time or another. So Those experiences really help formulate, what I see, what I feel like is right and wrong when you get to the high school level. Now, high school kids are different than college. College has its pluses, but so do high school kids. High school kids are not, most of them do not have a lot of bad habits like a lot of college guys do, because they haven't been doing it long enough to develop those bad habits. So there's a lot of things you can change with high school kids that you can't change with college guys. And that's been kind of the experience for me that I've learned in the last 7 years coaching high school ball that's different than college. And it's one of the things I really like about it, and it's unique. You get a chance to really mold kids and get them to do things the way you want them to do them, as opposed to college guys. A lot of times you can't fix them. So you just try to coach around them is the best way to put it. But so those experiences have really helped me, and I think it's really been it made an impact on me. But these last 7 years coaching high school ball, especially those first 4 coaching with Coach Dawson, has really helped me formulate what I think is the right way to do things, the right plan to run a football program in high school.
That's good, Coach. I got another question for you. What is one of your best memories as a Cyclone during that 2016 championship run?
Well, I'm telling you, there's a bunch of them on there, Jason. Just a bunch.
Yeah, that's sure were.
But
I just got to pick your brain a little bit, though. I just got to hear from you.
kind of individually, one of the things that happened on the sideline, nobody knows about. We're at the Benton game, and on the sideline, we came off on defense, and we were struggling. It's one of those series, like in the second quarter, we started to struggle a little bit, and they were making some drives, and they had a trick play or two, and they hit us on. And Paul Chilino, old Chili, had this weird look in his eye, and I could not figure out what was wrong with him. And then he's just sitting there, and I'm asking him questions. He don't say nothing, and I finally said, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" And he just sat there. I said, "Man, if you don't tell me what's wrong with you, I'm gonna punch you right in the chest." And he goes, "Do it, coach, do it." And so I did. I hit him hard. I hit him right in the freaking chest hard. And after that, the dude kind of came out of his shell and he started playing again, started playing like he always does. And I thought that was kind of an interesting one-on-one there on the sideline with old Chili dipping. But I think this, the second time we played Benton, I don't know if you know this or not, Jason, but I know a lot of people down there, like their offensive coordinator, Jay Ray, he played for me at Tech. Okay. But their announcers were talking about before the game about how, playing us in the playoffs and the semifinals, they're going to, that first game was a fluke, and they just weren't prepared, and they didn't have all their pieces in place. They had a guy injured. This and so it's going to be a whole different game the second time around. And by God, it was different. All right, we beat him even worse.
Yeah,
freaking second half. So
we pounded them.
Like that was just we were just on that roll. We were just in that zone. We were in the zone on Friday nights there those last 4 or 5 weeks where there wasn't nobody's going to beat us. And yeah. That's just one of them unique feelings. You don't get that very often when you coach. When you're on that ride, you try and ride as long as you can. You just try not to think about when it's going to end. So it was a special season for us, and it was really, really exciting and fun times there at the end those last 5 or 6 weeks.
Coach, I will say, going through that 2016 year, being a sophomore, it just set the tone for like me throughout the rest of my college. I mean, throughout the rest of my high school career, just seeing how a team should be a good, well-oiled machine. Just seeing how it's supposed to run, and it really helped me become the leader to the team my junior and senior year, and really just like that whole sophomore class that year. It really fueled us because I don't think we would have been even as good as we were without that run right there. We had a lot of the same guys, but that coaching staff, that team, it really changed this class, and I just think it set us up for success in the future. So I'm really grateful for that team. By far the most fun I had playing football. But Coach, I got one more question for you. Any words for Cyclone Nation? Just your time to talk to Cyclone Nation. Just say what you want to say.
Well, I know the people are out there, the silent majority, as it were, that are wanting success and wanting that feeling back, that want to feel pride in the program again, that want to feel like it's on the right track. And obviously you can't control everything on a Friday night, but we can control all the things that lead up to Friday night. And we're going to do everything in our power to put that pride back in that program and put that pride back in this community, that there's going to be something out there on Friday night that's going to be exciting to watch, and it's going to be fun to be a part of, and something that they can support because we do things the right way. And when you do things the right way and you play hard, good things happen. It's amazing how the luck tends to go your way and the ball always bounces your way. And that's something that we're going to go fix. And I don't know what, obviously I haven't watched enough film yet to even give anybody an idea who's going to be good and who's not in the league. But I can tell you this, Russellville's going to be a tough team to beat come next August and September. So that's kind of what my big speech, or my big word is to Cyclone Nation is be ready. Appreciate the opportunity to come back. I really do. I can't wait to get it going, and look forward to being able to put something out there that everybody in this community and everybody at that school is going to be proud of.
Yes, sir. Well, we are ready for it as a community. I'm telling you, everybody's excited. There's excitement in Russellville football again. We are just ready to see the Cyclones be great again, Coach, and I think you're the guy to do it. Everybody, this is Coach Wheeler. Welcome back, Coach. It's great to have you. And this is the Russ Sports Podcast, everybody. Don't go away. We got more sports content for you guys. But, Coach Wheeler, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
You bet. Anytime, Jason.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all here in a little bit. This is the Russ Sports Podcast.